So it started from a frustration. I booted up the game for the first time. I didn't buy it because one of my best mates, he gifted it to me. I was just fuming. The first hour, I had like 150 notepad lines of just things that I thought were not good. And I thought to myself, how can I change it?
I expect there's more guides out there for like following Unity and stuff.
No one understands Unity.
Especially not the makers.
Sound too good.
That's
not what I wanted to hear.
Everyone just has their own solutions for it because of the flexibility of Unity.
Do you think is there a way a mod can improve that immersion for players? Is there hope? If this is the direction that Football Manager want to go, is there a hope that modders can offer an alternative?
Yes, but it's going to be really hard because, and I've thought long. I've pretty much decompiled most of the code that is like accessible. It comes down to going into Unity and creating a UI from scratch. And walking is one of my hobbies. So in the summer, I walked from Birmingham to Kilmarnock.
You walk from Birmingham to Kilmarnock?
Yeah, so it's 450 kilometers, 300 miles.
As in, like, you're walking with your own feet?
Yeah, and a backpack of 25 kilos. And a tent, like everything.
Aaron's
like,
face, right? For the audio listeners, Aaron's like speechless.
So
That is a long way,
weeks.
actually.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the FM Show pod. I am your host for today, Aaron Falloon, and I've got my co-host, Sai. Unfortunately, Matt and Tony, we've given them a match day rest. They'll be back for the next 2 episodes. But today, don't worry, we've got a very special guest. Our guest today, as he puts in his ex-bio, he makes FN mods, something that many of us didn't think we'll see this year in FM26. I've seen some of his work, and trust me, it's amazing. He's got over 18,000 followers on X, which is a real testament to the effort that he's put in so far around this launch. He's also got a YouTube channel where he streams himself modding live, and even has a tutorial on how you can do it yourself. Making his FM Show pod debut, it is Bassy Boy. How are you doing?
Thanks for the introduction. I'm doing very well. Problem. Doing very well myself. A bit tired. But yeah, a lot of energy just carrying on. Yeah.
By the way, people, I was reading off a script there. Tony's the way I thought. Let me try.
he has it on his
I was watching the Loki Doki one, and it's like, oh, well, we don't do scripting. So
No, we'll bring back the scripts just for today.
Yeah. Well, if Tony messes up, he makes us restart. I can say that while he's not here. He'd make us restart if this was the one now. He'd be like, we'd read 20 minutes in, he'll make us restart. But yeah, actually, Aaron said to me, you got 18,000 followers now on X, which is
19, I think.
When a few weeks ago, I think when I found you had like maybe 1,000.
Yeah, that was even after the first glow up.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it was too low. It was probably like 200, 300, I think.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I didn't want to say it was too low, but
no. Look, let's be honest. It's it's been crazy, man. The first 24 hours after the first screenshot, like the clip that I made.
Yeah.
What was the first mod? So you've been just for anyone who doesn't know, you've been doing some mods and different bits and pieces for FM26 since the launch, since the beta, in fact. And like you fixed a couple of bits. First, you started off fixing a couple of bits that were like I think are now actually fixed in the main game. So was it the attribute color one? Was it a different one?
No. That was the Korean. The
Koreans
first.
did the attribute colors. Yeah.
Yeah. My first one was actually the backgrounds.
The backgrounds. Yeah.
So the background images.
Stadiums.
Yeah. So from that point, I got a few followers. Like, so it started from a frustration. I booted up the game for the first time. I didn't buy it because one of my best mates, he gifted it to me, and I was just fuming. The first hour, I had like 150 notepad lines of just things that I thought were not good. And I thought to myself, how can I change it? So I started digging a bit. I went onto the forums. Have a little bit of Motorsport Manager modding experience. So I tried to just kind of go like, okay, it's Unity. Both are Unity. Surely it's not going to be that difficult. Yeah, it was. But went onto the forums, looked at like how do people who mod Unity games, how do they do it? So I started basically copying what they were doing. Fuck around, find out. Literally. And from that point, I got to the backgrounds, and from there, it started rolling. Transitions were a thing that I really, really struggled with. So I was like, okay, how can we reduce the transitions? Is that possible? And suddenly you just find you hit a bullseye. And that's kind of how it all goes.
That was it, the
like,
faster UI, right? Like the switching between the menus. Yeah. They did actually implement. That's the one they implemented like a few days later, didn't they?
Exactly. And then I got some flack for basically saying, "Hey, credit the modder." But yeah,
it's kind of an odd one. Like I guess they it's probably a legally grey area, right? Whether they're able to credit more, especially like because then you could claim rights over it. I guess I don't know if they're in a difficult position where they can't. I think it's always been this way with the databases as well. They can't approve stuff, but they sort of just let it happen.
Exactly. I mean, if they would have really like, they didn't do anything, right? So that also kind of says, okay, well, go for it, because if it would have been not okay, then we would have been called back a long time ago, right? It's that simple.
Yeah. I mean, so this isn't your first game, you were saying. You did Motorsport Manager before.
I did some image texturing.
You just dabbled a little.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know Motorsport Manager was Unity, actually.
It was,
I
I never knew, Yeah,
that must have been one of the early Unity games then, because that was out for quite a while ago now. It was Sega as well, wasn't it?
Yes, Sega was the publisher.
Yeah.
So
like going from that into, I mean, do you have a background in like, I don't know, Blender or Unity?
I was just about to
like
ask as well.
It's all self-taught. So I made my first animation when I was 12 on some shitty lab. It was a shitty Minecraft animation. And from there, I kind of I've always had an interest in like 3D modeling. The sword you can see on the back there, it's also 3D modeled. Hang on, let me look how the camera works.
Yeah,
all the way around.
I was going to point out for you.
Right? It's up there. It's also made by myself, so I do 3D modeling. I used to do 5M 3D modeling. So I would make like the GTA map. I would replace, move textures around, add houses, all from a passion, really. And that's my background. I'm a teacher. No programming skills, like academically, not at all. Just kind of like a big bumbling idiot who just does it for fun.
Just try things.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool. Like, because that's something that sort of doesn't put me off. Like I've messed around in the pregame editor, which is very much like a closed environment, although it's not a very user friendly closed environment sometimes. But probably a bit easier to get to grips with than Unity and stuff. Although I expect there's more guides out there for like following Unity and stuff.
No one understands Unity.
Especially not the makers.
Sound too good.
That's
not what I wanted to hear.
Everyone just has their own solutions for it because of the flexibility of Unity. So there is no one way to go about it. Right? And that's also why FM, I think, with the UI, and then that's probably the biggest issue, is not the UI, it's the user experience of the UI. I think that's because there were so many options, they were kind of stuck on what do we go for? Because there's this very rigid system that we can go for that is very closed off, or we can go this route, which is very flexible, which allows for panels, which allows for pop-ups, but later in development, we kind of switch to that. So we can go for the rigid system, which obviously gives us a bit more like structure, but that will probably hinder us in the long term. Or we go for the flexible one, which is going to be we're going to have to spend some more resources towards that, and it's not going to be optimal. But in the future, we'll be able to have the flexibility to do modding tools. And I think that's the kind of the point they had to make for themselves, is what do we value more?
Yeah. So what is your relationship with FM? Like, when did you start? Are you a heavy player, or would you just a couple of hours a day and that's it?
I'm quite a heavy player. So I started 2018. Quickly realized I was still too much of a FIFA player to get into FM properly. I picked it up in 19, and my first save was a tier 11 to Premier League / Champions League win.
Oh, you started with a non-league database. Is it in England?
Yeah,
or was it?
Saffron Walden.
Okay.
Should say my pretty small place, but like the logo. That's usually how I pick my teams as well. It's just how
it's a good way to pick
logo
teams.
looks.
Yeah, so
yeah.
Logos and kits for me.
Yeah, same. I don't really look at like the positions or whatever. It's just whatever looks good. And every year I just got more and more insane. Did a Pentagon at one point. That's not even my most impressive one. And I lost FM. I did the French overseas territory twice. So once with French Guyana. where I played myself in the Club World Cup semi-finals.
You played yourself?
Confederations, because you're in the CONCACAF and you're in the UEFA. So I won both tournaments. So you get pulled into the World Cup from... and you get pulled in.
FM didn't know.
I played myself.
Do in that situation?
It put me on the stands. It made me watch my game. And no,
so did you manage
I want to ask who won.
Funnily enough, the second team wasn't even a second team players. It was just grayed out. So I selected my first 11, but it was like I got a touchline ban. Just I couldn't manage it. I couldn't manage it. I thought the game was for sure going to break. It didn't. But yeah, that was one of the funniest ones I've done. And then I've done Martinique. That was my last FM24 save. So I got a loan from Martinique to the Champions League using pretty much only Martinique or French overseas players.
Yeah, because they take place in are they in the French leagues? They're in the French Cups, aren't they? I don't know if they're in the French league.
So I needed to do the custom database. So I needed to add a flag basically that said, okay, well your competition is the UEFA one. Okay. And then switch to Confederation every time because they're in North America. But for European games, you need to be in Europe to actually play Europe. It's a very dumb system, but and then we did it that way. So yeah. That was one of the most fun ones I've had. And then you have to win the Europa League to go into the Champions League. So you have to win the Coupe de France to go into the Europa League. And if you then lose in the Champions League, you need to win. And it's like this constant cycle of... and you start pissing the league, right?
Yeah.
So unbeaten, 300 goals.
So I'm guessing this year, with all this modding, you're not actually playing a save. No. Just no.
Haven't played a single match.
You haven't played a single match yet?
No, I'll complete a single one.
Oh, yeah, I've seen you dropping into matches to check the stadiums and stuff, which we'll come back to.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised you haven't actually played. So have you not watched the match engine or anything? Or
no?
I guess you've just seen it. Obviously, you've seen it about.
No, not really. No, I just. It's very weird because you try to like for crowds, for example. I've been stuck on that for like. It's in 15 days now, and
yeah.
It's this very specific thing that you're looking at. So the rest, like I've not looked at animations. I only saw the corner flags were off and the goals were off about 15 stadiums in. So
is this because of your love of modding, or is it because of that first play that you had, or that first time that you had when your friend gave it to you? You just thought, I can't enjoy this. So you just thought modding the game is going to possibly be one way that I can enjoy this. Yeah.
The game and the players deserve a lot better.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of people say immersion is...
Yeah. So that's my... See, when I'm playing the game, I get obviously the negativity about the UI. I get the bugs. For me, the bugs, which is, they'll fix it, whatever it... But the main thing was just immersion. Like I felt with FM24, the way you could just seamlessly move through different pages and... Like 1 minute you're at your home page, next minute you're in Paraguay's under 20s. You don't know how you got there, but you just did it somehow. And then you're just going through scouting. Like now when I'm playing the game, I just don't even want to go into a different club and look at the players to scout through the players because it just feels like such a process, such a drag. Is there any way? Obviously, no pressure on you. I'm not saying, are you going to do this? Is this on your to-do list? But do you think is there a way a mod can improve that immersion for players? Is there hope if this is the direction that Football Manager want to go? Is there a hope that modders can offer an alternative?
Yes, but it's going to be really hard because, and I've thought long. I've pretty much decompiled most of the code that is like accessible. It comes down to going into Unity and creating a UI from scratch. For now. So that is because, well, obviously FM has some assets that are encrypted. It's serialized, and you need to put them in order to kind of decrypt it properly. That's my understanding, at least. Again, I'm not a professional developer, so take it with a pinch of salt. Also trying to put it in a way that people could comprehend, and so you need all of the keys actually. And if you miss one key, the whole serialization kind of just it's like missing a number on your padlock.
Yeah.
So it doesn't work, and you need all of the code decompiled. But that code is as Sports Interactive's code. So that's why we're not able to make like proper UI changes.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So likely what would need to happen is inject just a new UI, just totally. And
so when you did the bits before, was it just injecting some code in for the speed change, or
that was actually in the bundle. So in the game files, you just tweak some parameters.
Those ones were accessible. Okay.
Yeah. It's the same way you can change some panels. You can change through the code. It's just you tweak some parameters, and then you will just see the result in the game. But it's like the layers that is the problem. It's the same with the match engine, because, and I figured this out recently, what happens in the match engine is you load into a match, and essentially what happens is your entire game kind of goes to the background, and it puts the match engine to the forefront. So it's a completely new, scene in the game. That's also why I'm not able to exit the match engine, because if you did, you would have to reset your scene again.
Oh,
so the match is like an isolated thing.
That's a new thing for Unity, because you could before, I guess, but now it's doing this weird thing. Although they have added some stuff in, I think you can now go in and start going through. I managed to get quite deep into the screens by accident.
Yeah, so I had that on the older builds.
Yeah.
In the older builds, and I thought then it was a bug, because there were some screens you just couldn't get off the screen.
Yeah, I couldn't get out of it again. I couldn't get back to my match. Even though the match was there in the background, there was no close button.
It does feel
and
intentional
no back
that you could click a player and then their card sort of pops up.
Exactly, but not on the old instance.
Yeah. But I did like before, when you're in a game,
me too,
and you just have a random thought like, oh, let's see what thing's doing.
Exactly.
Like, right, you're in the middle of a match and you just get out of the game, and then you're just seamlessly going through pages, which obviously that is gone.
Yeah, you said it, Aaron, in the last one. Like you're also a long-term save enjoyer, right? And you got a youth player go through, and you're like, okay, well, suddenly you're playing, I don't know, West Brom in the FA Cup, and it's your old youth centre back who suddenly starts for them. You want to see, what's this track been up to for like the last 5 years?
Yeah.
Right? It's that immersion.
And now you just have no urge just to click through those things. Just like, oh, there he is, and just carry on with the game.
Yeah.
So you do feel... go on, say.
I was going to say, even when you're I have so many people come in and ask me questions on how to do stuff, and I just can't show them, because it's something, I'm like, I'm in the middle of a match. You got to wait till this match finishes. It's going to take another half hour because it's slow this year. It's not slow, but it just takes longer in the matches. And then, I can't just show you where this screen is. Go on, Aaron. What were you going to add?
I can't remember. I can't remember. I just coughed my thought away. I was coughing away.
So how have you guys actually? Because it's been a lot about me now, but how have you guys experienced the launch sort of? Well, the launch experience.
I guess we've covered it quite a lot, but just generally, it's like it's a weird one, because at the base level, I'm still enjoying the game, right? And I can see potential in the game, but it does take a little bit of hope to see, and a little bit of positivity, which I don't think a lot of people have got at the minute because of how the game launched, to see that potential. And I see why other people don't see that potential in the game. Like you mentioned about the UI, I don't think the UI visually is that bad, although I don't like the fonts.
No,
I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah, the font.
It's
Actually,
different.
I don't mind the fonts. There was some... I don't know if the font changes in different pages, but there's certain fonts where it's like it was like Championship Manager 4 font, and I love that font. I don't know why, but I love that font.
Fonts are going to be changeable, by the way. They are already changeable.
I imagine there's something that's easier. But I think I saw something. It might have been from you. I saw someone had already changed fonts.
Yeah, true.
The Koreans already changed. That was like one of the first things they did. They changed the fonts.
Yep.
It's just not. I just don't think it's in English. In Korea, obviously has its own font styles for their own language.
I'll make a guide for that over the weekend.
Oh, nice. Well, that will be out then, I think, if this, because this will go out next week. So so I think seeing the potential in it, also seeing what you do and what others do, and then looking at the match engine, it's almost like FM24 is a better game overall.
It is,
but it's it's limited. A peak of 20 years, right? You can't really, you can see how little they're able to add each year, because it's also a mess of code. Even if 26 is 2 steps back, 1 step forward, I think they have to do it because it gives them back access to the game in a way that 20 years of code doesn't. And the problem with the UI is it's clearly unfinished, and it shouldn't have been released. Well, Yeah, it shouldn't have been released from a consumer point of view. Let's say it that way. Like whether they had no choice in the matter is a different question. But but from a consumer point of view, it's not a good release.
No.
Like it could have done with. I mean, the changes that have come out today actually look pretty good. But it's still only simple stuff. And like it's just knowing where things are in that UI. Some things make more sense. Some things are less clicks. Some things are more clicks, and some things are impossible to find. And it's knowing whether that's a bug or whether that's like design or whether that's just unfinished. It's like, okay, where on those three things does it sit? And if it's design, then it's not good. But if it's one of the other two, then it's like, well, that they'll fix that, right? That's potential.
Yeah.
It's a cocktail.
Yeah, it is a mix. Some things are design choices. Like I thought the removal of under 21 training was a design choice originally, but then I found it in the game, and I said to them, "Wait, is it supposed to? It's there.
Yeah.
Like, either you've not removed it properly, or like it's still happening there in the background. You just can't get to the menu to make the choice. Well, now you can. They fixed it.
I mean, I'll just put it out there really bluntly. Every screen has a status, like a status flag. So there are 4 flags. Some of them are just disabled.
Yeah.
Just because of internal testing.
Was like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because of internal testing. So, for example, the UI speed fix, right? I was surprised because the effort I put in was like minimal. Because it's just, I made a script that would just change the numbers to a certain set value, reduce the number. But the reason why they had to put it in there with the transition screens, and why I don't understand why you didn't have the toggle in the first place, that's something that's baffling to me, because if you're on PC, you have very snappy hardware. If you're on an iPhone, because it's the same platform, if you're on an iPhone, sure, you need those loading times, right? But why not make it a fucking toggle?
There's an easy answer to that. They didn't have time to put the toggle in.
Yeah, but if you've got a person there who's in touch with the community, and you guys touched on this on the previous one as well, is why is it not a community manager? You have social media presence.
Yeah.
Right. You've got a YouTube channel. You've got a Twitter chat. You've got everything, or X, I suppose. Why not use that?
Yeah, they have some where they've set up the FM assists now, which I guess is like positive. We'll see how that's used.
Yeah, I'm not.
It just
really
directs people to the forums.
Yeah, that's what because the worst thing is like it directs you to the forum, but the forum is not an easy place to navigate itself. So I can imagine a lot of people just clicking on that link and just pressing X because they're not bothered. They're like, I'm not going through all that trouble for the game, sort of thing. And it's just like, I thought it's just like when I saw that introduction of the X page, I was excited, thinking, oh, they can like immediately address something or they can respond to something. But straight away, all I see, because I've got notifications on as well, and all it was just, please go to this site to log this if you think it's a bug. Please go to this site if you think it. And I was like, oh, okay, this is not what I thought it was going to be. Maybe it can change, but I do agree with you. I think a community manager, someone just out there, would have helped, especially around the launch as well. Even this FM Assist, it felt like it should have came with the launch rather than later. Yeah, it just feels like they're just correcting stuff. The shouts, it feels like another correction. I know, like, I think some people appreciate it. Me, it's just like, I've lost, because you've taught. They haven't said it's useless. That's far from what they've actually said. But they've said why it's not, and they said the words that it's not working as intended. So then to add that into a game that's, you could say, it's not working as intended, just seemed a bit of a weird move. It should have just been in there from the get-go, or sort of just double down. We're going to introduce it when it's working as the game. We want the game to be polished rather than adding something that's not polished into an unpolished game, if that makes sense.
Yeah, very.
So I get some people are excited about it, but then for me, it was like, I found it hard to be excited about it because it was like, but you told me it's not working as intended, so I want new things to come into the game. But I guess at the same time, people just need those shouts, because when I'm in that match, man, there's just nothing immersion to do. Yeah, you're just sitting there. Like, so I haven't actually played the game often because I'm similar to you. At first I was playing it, I've been up and down, I was streaming it, and that was all my up moments. And I was like, obviously you're in front of a crowd, you're engaging with the audience, sort of thing. I'm a bit of a performer, so I like that. It's when I tried to play offline and tried to make my content offline for like tactics and that sort of stuff. That's when I was like, I just can't. No. And then I'm just going to go back to work sort of thing. Whereas obviously FM24, I was still scouting, but I had time to do both because I knew FM24 and it was doing what I wanted to do. This year, it's just a bit like, I feel like I'm fighting for it. Everything I'm doing, I don't think a lot of viewers will understand this as well, but even down to like clipping a goal highlight from the game and pulling it into a video form for video editing, the highlight clip is just so long. So now you end up editing the highlight clip. Whereas before you just drag it into your video editing software. Now it's like you have to clip it now because it's just too long. And then, it just feels a bit of a fight this year. So
it does.
I'm a bit put off at the moment. But there is people like you, though, where I'm like, you know what? It's going to come back. It's going to come back. And we're going to talk about this project because you're doing stadiums at the moment. And the PSG one is tagged on your X post. And that just looks... It really looks like it's not like Football Manager.
I was shocked.
That looks insane.
I was shocked yesterday because it's been less than 4 weeks and you're constantly like you're grinding away, right? It's the same as you with scouting. You're grinding away at something and you don't see the process that you're making. It's a process that you're doing, but you're not seeing the progress until you.
You can sit back and see it. Yeah, you can see your work. Yeah.
And I kind of consciously quote tweeted it, and it's like, fucking hell. it looks like a different game.
It does,
and it's not even finished. For me, one of the things that I really want to highlight, and that is a big credit to the community, is once the first patch that I made, like the UI speed, once I came out, the sentiment in the community, you felt a change. Suddenly, instead of just all doom and gloom and negativity and just bashing, I was like, okay, well, there's hope.
There's definitely help. So I think Editor Chris is going to absolutely hate this, but I'm actually going to share the screen quickly, just so the people on YouTube, I'm sorry for the audio listeners, but just for the people on YouTube, they can see this absolute mad work. I'm sorry, people, I'm downstairs on my laptop.
Just for like context, so the stadiums, there was like a PES project, right? Pro Evolution Soccer project. Is it on? I think it's 21, if I'm not mistaken, which is the one that they've just announced. If anyone's not seen like is it like 2000s or 90s like retro mod that they've just released?
Yeah, as well. It'll be out in February, I think.
Yeah, that looks insane. If anyone's not seen that,
yeah, that looks mental as well.
And this is even on like the Windows normal like screen capture thing. It's not even in 1080p.
Look at this, man.
Yeah, so are these like the stadiums taken from that PES project or?
Yes. So yeah, it's taken. I do have permission from them.
Yeah.
That was one of the big things that I really, really strive for is if you put work in, you get credit. No discussion and no.
Yeah.
Even if you're just a contributor on the spreadsheet, if you are someone who's been grabbing stadiums, you get a contribution. End of. This is a community project. And it needs to feel that way. And you kind of felt the community is uniting under this banner, right? It's a lot of the negativity kind of feels like it's moving, it's shifting. So it's now like a lot of people are on the edge instead of where it used to be very negative before because they now see that there is potential. And I just want to kind of push people onto like, if you think like, what is this guy doing? It's impossible for me to do so. I was in your shoes 5 weeks ago. If this idiot can do it, so can you. And I wouldn't inspire people.
You make it sound easy, but this just looks
it
absolutely mental.
It isn't easy, but if you never step out of your comfort zone, if you never challenge yourself, and you'll only know if you've tried it. And if it's not for you, it's not for you, and that's okay. But right, it's just if you feel like you want to make a change, then be that change.
Nice.
What made you decide to do stadiums then? Was it like, because that's one of the things that's accessible or?
You just stumbled.
As a 3D modeler myself, I was very upset with the quality of stadiums in the base game.
Okay, yeah.
And they're not bad, right? Don't get me wrong, they're not bad. It's just, they're lacking.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to see, is it possible? And Arthur Ray, he's one of the French content creators. He put out that post in the first week or so, where like, okay, I wanted to assemble a team of modders. So I was one of those, and essentially I found a way to get the stadiums into the game. And he was like, okay, can we try this and this and this? And from there it kind of started rolling. And that's how it kind of came to fruition. And it's just really cool to me to see so many different fan bases. You see the weirdest of stadiums, the Burospor Stadium, the one in Turkey with the crocodile one. How fucking sick is that?
It's cool.
If you're a lifelong fan and you can play in a fucking crocodile, it's like, it's a dream, isn't it?
Yeah, I think Tony is it you, Aaron, or did Tony manage Bursaspor?
That was Tony. Yeah, that's Tony.
Was it Tony? Yeah,
and
he's got the crocodile. They got it on their football shirt as well, like the crocodile.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
Right, and that immersion is just sick.
Yeah. You can see how passionate some of the fans are about their stadiums. Yeah. I've seen it in your YouTube chat. They're like especially like Turkish, Portuguese. they're like, you got to get in the Galatasaray Fenerbahce one. I think someone said to you yesterday, make sure you release them at the same time.
Yeah, true.
so no one gets angry about it.
I'm going to do that for Celtic and Rangers.
Okay, the Ibrox.
I mean, there are some rivalries, right? It's just right. I've now done the Bombonera of Boca Junior, and that was really funny because I released it standalone. Normally, I would then do the Monumentale, so the River Plate Stadium as well.
Yeah.
But I got River Plate supporters like in my comments going like, "I'm not going to say it's a beautiful stadium, but you're doing good work," and that's just like that. That's like the best compliment you can get.
Yeah. I mean, some of you got to appreciate some stadiums sometimes. There's some really nice ones. I saw you were working on the Maracanã yesterday, which is a great stadium.
Absolutely.
You can leave the Tottenham one alone. You can just leave that one. Yeah, that one needs to be done.
So the Spurs one won't. Well, you'll have to make the Spurs one from scratch. Not saying you will have to make it. Someone will have to make the Spurs one from scratch, I assume, won't they? Is it not? Because are these not? Has someone already done it for Pro Evo 21? I guess, right?
Can I screen?
Even though it's Pro Evo 21. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I mean, we've already pissed off the editors, so why not?
It's okay. We just have to describe for the audio listeners, so it's all right.
Yes. So I'm going to showcase the Hotspur Stadium right now. I'll also showcase the.
He's a Tottenham fan, so he's gonna love it. He's gonna love this now.
He's a Spurs fan. You pleased him.
I'll also be showcasing the other ones then. Fair use. Hang on.
So I believe there's a share button on the screen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I find funny? I'm not going to say don't do it, but the Oxford Stadium and the Portsmouth Stadium actually doesn't look too dissimilar from Portsmouth, because Portsmouth Stadium is literally just like that style of stadium that you get in the base game. I expect there's a few probably like that, but there are some nice features to the real one that you would get.
Yeah.
Like the mock shooter front and stuff. And I think something you would get more of, and this is what some of the others modders have been working on, is like the free camera and stuff.
Yeah.
And the free camera just lets you you can do it here in Unity, but the free camera just lets you fly around. Actually, what program are you in Unity here or you're in Blender?
This is all in Unity. So in Blender, I prepare the files to import. Yeah. So you can see some of the ones that I've already done. So it's all kind of compartmentalized. So you can see there's no crowd here. If I go to...
What's a scarecrow in the Spurs Stadium? That's probably just some random...
Is that the thing on top of the...
No, those are the...
Oh, that sounds like a scarecrow, is it?
Those are the people on the sides here.
Oh, those guys. Did you add some of those as well?
No, they're all from PES. So,
okay, but they're new ones, I mean. They're not ones that are in the base game.
No. Oh. And I want to add animations for them as well. So you have the cameraman who's actually panning the camera. But that's all for later down the line. If I add a crowd as well. Oh, I can't do that, of course.
For the audio listeners, he's showing us the Spurs Stadium, and there's people around the side who are cameramen, medical staff, stewards, stuff like that, but not the ones you would see normally. There's additional ones that are just there.
Yeah, and I'm generally just having looking around at the software because, in my head, I'm like, is this the stuff that they're using to make Football Manager? The game now, obviously now it's going to be different than what they did before because they're using Unity now, but it feels like this is the first time I'm actually having an insight of how they've made Football Manager.
Yes, so this is how
we've
it
been
works.
to the studio several times. They always hide it from us, don't they, Aaron?
Yeah.
So I can showcase because I'll export this one right now, and later in the pod I can probably showcase now with the crowds in it. Let me also edit the pitch in that case.
Okay, that was one of the challenges, wasn't it? Getting the crowds into the stadiums.
Very much. So it's essentially created entirely from scratch.
Wow. Is it because of the placement of where they are in the model and stuff is the issue?
Yeah. So there we go.
The way he's just moving about in his software, I mean,
5 weeks ago, I just did nothing. Not like completely from
That's
scratch.
crazy.
Like, Aaron, imagine if you had this camera while you're playing the game.
This is what I'm saying.
I've seen some people using it this week. Just flying. Well, it's been for a few weeks.
I think I need to start watching some new Football Manager content because I haven't seen.
Yeah.
So then you just...
Yeah, you can make some really cinematic stuff with this.
Yeah, build some scripts. So now it's going to export it. Next step is also getting lighting in, like proper like spot lighting, so that the lights around like the dome, as well as the what's it called, the floodlights, that they actually like show the light instead of just being a global thing.
Oh, wow.
Okay, yes. So the lights come from them.
Yep.
That is mental.
How does it work in game? Does the lighting come from the floodlights in game? Is it,
Not
or
yet.
is it like a mixture?
No, that's what I want to achieve towards the end. The issue there is that you have to bake lighting, and what baking lighting essentially means is, well, you have a light source, and it needs to always go that way. But you have to render it. You have to basically say it's pre-rendered based on stuff that I don't understand, essentially. And from that render, you load it into the game, and that's where you get like just a lighting spot.
I thought I knew everything about FM, but I have no idea.
Did you know that the long coat, and this is just, I'm going to share this on every podcast I'm going to be on, the long coat is called the Wenger coat in the game, like in the game files. Wenger coat, the long trench coat, like the long, it's called the Wenger
trench coat. Yeah.
Ah, I love this game.
And it's just like that's the random shit that I think just coming across.
I've got one of those. I've got a PSV one somewhere. I bought it.
Love that.
It's really, yeah.
Right, let me just really quickly load up the game. And I'll quickly turn off my screen sharing. And I'll start sharing again when it's loaded.
Yeah,
just load it up. It looks really cool. Like just being able to load those stadiums in. Obviously, it's something Sports Interactive can't do for legal reasons.
Exactly,
because they have to get. And I know because we'll get comments on it. So I'll talk about it now. Like one of the issues with stadiums, and my understanding of this might be wrong, or like is a bit of an amateur lawyer, not a real lawyer, not a lawyer.
Yeah.
But stadiums have architectural copyright, which is separate from like club copyrights and stuff like that. So sometimes the stadiums aren't even owned by the clubs. Sometimes they're owned by architects because the design is owned by the architect.
The PSV stadium, for example, is owned by the council.
Yeah.
So
but sometimes the stadium is owned by someone different than the club, but also the design of the stadium is owned by someone different. So they are also separate things. Like, and I know, like from photography, even if you photograph a stadium, like you have to go to about 5 people. You have to go to like the club, but you also have to go to like the architect who made the stadium and straight. It's the same with like skyscrapers and stuff like that in places like New York. That's why, like in New York, there's like I think there's a universal license for size skyscrapers or something now, but they collectively they have to like get the right license to be able to show the New York skyline. It's very, very odd.
That's
stuff.
mental.
Yeah, and like Sports Interactive's already dealing with a lot of crazy licenses.
Absolutely.
So I understand where people are like, hey, why don't they just do this and put this in the game? But it's like, well, like the resources it actually would take to do it might not be worth the pay. Even I don't know how many FIFA have now in terms of stadiums. They have quite a few. But they have Premier League. I don't know if they have much beyond Premier League. They have a couple of
La Liga.
ex-Premier League. Yeah, they have La Liga.
They have the
Champions
Big Five. They have the
League
Big Five leagues.
Yeah. And then I think they've got teams that have dropped out of those leagues.
Yeah.
So like, I know Fratton Park is in there because they had a dev who died.
Okay.
And then they've got like behind the goal, there's a little memorial to that dev.
Oh, nice.
Who was a Pompey fan. So if you ever see Portsmouth in FIFA, in EAFC, look behind the goal. There's like some flowers or something. But yeah, it's like, it's crazy in terms of licensing. In terms of like file size as well, or like graphic, two questions. One is file size and the other is to do with like performance.
Yeah.
So like, how is this something that like most people would be able to put into their games, or does it require a little bit of a extra good computer or a little bit extra space? Well, it will require extra space, but what file sizes are we talking?
It's got to be about the size of the logo pack. So my goal is to go under 15 gigs. As for the computer, I have taken that into consideration. So the stadiums will load on basically anything. The big problem is with the crowds. So I've also optimized. If it's going to work, if the update didn't mess things up. Essentially, what's happening is the crowds are rendered in batches. So you will experience a bit slower loading times. Okay, that is fine for most people. But the crowds for some people are going to be really intense. So I've also made a toggle so that you're able to change the configuration that you either render the full crowd, so the full capacity of the game, like the attendance. So usually people comment like, oh, it's 100, always 100%. Yeah, because I want to see what it does with 100K supporters.
Yeah.
In the release, it will all just be attendance based. So if you have 22,000 spectators, that's what you're going to get. Even in a 40K capacity stadium.
Okay.
I think that's sort of what the main game does as well. When you drop the graphical intensity, the first thing that goes is the crowd.
Yeah,
right.
It does, and that is essentially what's happened. But you need to do it in a configuration, not in the game settings. It also automatically hides the older generation, so all of like the original stadiums, the original cityscapes, the original like all that is disabled just for performance. Because there is a very large contingent that will struggle if I don't do that.
Yeah.
So it is.
Is it still loading in the old city? Sorry, so is it new cityscapes for each of the locations? Like, you know, if I went to, I'll choose a iconic one, which is Braga, right?
Yeah.
So they've got the cliff face at the back. Like, is that there in the version?
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
I'm working on Monaco. So I'll give you guys a preview.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like just an exclusive. Bear with me.
I was going to say, for the video and audio listeners, I am just completely baffled.
Yeah, he's absolutely mesmerized. It's kind of funny.
Well, so Pro Evolution Soccer isn't Unity. So their files were made in Blender, and that's exportable to Unity, I assume, right?
Yep. So they also made a plugin. Essentially, it's all just model files. So for Monaco, I mean, this is a very poor representation for now because I've not actually started work on it yet. So if you're going to be playing, I also added a few Easter eggs. So like the scoreboards will have custom images. Ignore all this because that all has to be fixed, of course. But if you're playing, and let's say you want to go into the stand, also ignore the PSG banner because I know people will make comments about that.
People have comments on everything.
PSGs, right?
Do you know, I did a video earlier on the FM26 game guides, the ones on Amazon. And like I went in Amazon in incognito, and then on the side there was like an advert for a bong. And like the first two comments were like, "Why are you buying bongs?" I'm like, I'm not. And I was like, "How did you even notice that?" Like that was like, it was like there for half a second in the whole video.
Yeah, it's crazy how some like people actually just latch onto certain things.
Spot something, yeah.
I know, yeah.
Here we go. And we'll just quickly replace the texture. If it wants to.
Okay, so the audio listeners, Bass is just changing a few bits.
So now it's
I changed all the. Oh, there we go. There's the Monaco stand.
So you also
just
see
changed the color of
the mountains on the background.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
See, the way you just did that, it did make it look easy. Now, I don't want to say easy because obviously we know it's not easy, but the way you just like drag something onto the thing, like there's the fix.
Oh, that's better with you just fix the bushes that were
the
up
trees
there
and stuff as well. So you want to put most of that downwards so that you actually get it. So that then you'll actually have this architecture in the game.
Wow.
So you'll feel like you're playing in the Côte d'Azur. Yeah. I think this is really cool.
Yeah,
that
definitely.
is really cool.
Like, it's just going to add an extra leg. Like, can you imagine, like this is a Champions League team. So you imagine you get your Champions League opening, like the camera sort of does the little swoops thing it does, and then if it's imagine a night game with like that in the background, it's just going to look like really cool with the like for the audio listeners, there's all like the mountains around that you get in Monaco.
So just imagine you're starting up here, and you'll get like a camera like swooshing a bit down like this.
That's it.
The Monaco you get like the walkout. It's over on this side. So you get the walkout. That's going to be sick, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks really cool.
That is there... Okay, I might be pushing it here. Is there a world where we can start just creating stadiums ourselves? So how people want to mod their own kits, for an example. Do you think there's possibly, I'm not talking about this year, maybe not even next year, but do you think there could be a software that people, so it's not this, but people can go on and then sort of just design their own stadiums in a way? I'm not sure if you're familiar with kit patches, so there's like a software where people just quickly design the kit. Do you think there's a world that could be possible with stadiums now?
That is my next step. And modularity. So one of the things, right? That I got a lot of is the walkout audio, and I'm going to choose to not include that in the original pack because, one, it's a content creator's nightmare. If you suddenly hear Jump from Van Halen, you want to just be fucked. So, but I will add the option to add your own audio files to it.
Oh, don't. I'm just going to be Arsenal. North London forever. I don't think I want that bit to end.
No, but you can choose that. So that's all going to be. It's all going to be modular.
This is too much for my little brain.
And
because obviously I understood the change before, like Football Manager going into Unity, and people kept talking about City Skylines. I'm not a big City Skylines fan, but obviously I know what you could do in that game.
Yeah.
And now it just feels like that. A lot of stuff that you could do in that game, it could be possible for you to implement into Football Manager.
It is,
and that's.
I mean, even player models are already possible.
You do custom player models already?
I don't do them myself because that's
no.
like I'm a one-man army at this point. But
you're doing a lot already. You need to get some sleep. That's the other thing I have to give.
Yeah.
Make sure you get some rest.
3 to 4 hours is enough.
Don't burn out. That doesn't sound like it. But yeah, I know. But the trouble is, I see people. They're coming like, when's this stadium? When's this stadium? When's this stadium? And I get it because people get they see it and they get pumped up, especially when it's their own club.
Yeah,
and that pushes you as well. But
it does.
The thing you always got to remember is you got to not burn out on.
That was a very big danger in the first few weeks. And actually, someone on Reddit, I was spiraling a bit because I was up. I basically slept 3 days in 2 weeks. And I kind of got to me. So he was like, dude, you're showing megalomaniac signs. Please just take the weekend off. And I'm like, fuck. Yeah, you're kind of right, man.
Yeah. I saw your post. They were coming in at all out. I messaged you and I was like, don't overdo it. You're doing great work. But
exactly. But that's a reminder. And it's also a bit of the ADHD autism side of things. It's like once you get a hyperfocus,
it's over.
Yeah, it's over.
It's over.
And because you enjoy it, but once that enjoyment is over, it's over.
Yeah.
So you need to find a balance, and the community has been very good in that, and also just keeping me sharp in that sense.
Yeah.
So that's really, really nice to see, and I expect a lot more hate than I'm currently getting. So. Right,
I'm surprised if you got any. To be honest, do you get some?
I mean, there's always going to be some trolls, right?
Yeah, okay.
Trolls or jealousy? It's probably more jealousy than
it's that
than troll. Yeah,
and I'll just give you a very trolly reaction in return. Yeah, and you'll also.
So I bet there's someone saying, "Why are you doing this on FM26 and not on FM24 or something like that?" Right?
Yeah, it's like some people are like, why are you wasting time on useless stadiums? Well, because if I could do the UI, I would do the UI. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Well, the other thing is, this goes back to the licensing we were talking about a minute ago. You can do the stadiums and not have to worry that for Football Manager next week are going to put it out.
Exactly.
Just do it themselves, right? They're not doing it in the background.
Exactly.
Maybe they'll do the World Cup. I actually asked you yesterday, maybe they could do the World Cup ones.
Yeah, because it's licensed.
Yeah, and I imagine that comes with the World Cup license, whereas the Premier League license and stuff is a lot more tricky. But
yeah.
I know normally when you get World Cups and stuff,
it's like a package. Yeah.
A package, yeah.
It's the same with FIFA. What was it? FIFA 10, South African World Cup. You'd have all of the South African stadiums as well.
Okay.
Or even on FIFA, was it 18 and 22, where you would have the World Cup modes.
Yeah. I'm even thinking stickers, when your sticker packs.
Yeah.
When you do in the Premier League ones, do you get the stadiums? I don't think you do you?
No, you don't. You
do in the World Cup ones and the Euro ones.
I should know the answer. We literally get them every year. But
in your Panini Premier League, do you get stadiums?
I know.
Oh, that one. Oh,
no,
yeah.
you don't. No, you get logos. Yeah, you don't get stadiums. I'm pretty sure you used to though. But when I was young, I'm saying.
When I was
When I was young,
Oh, you
I'm pretty sure you used to get
definitely get it for the World
stadiums, but now I think it's just logos. It's not even Panini doing them anymore. I don't even know who does it this year. In the Premier
Tops.
League. Tops.
Yeah, those ones are Panini. That's actually South Africa, that one. It's not the Wolves Stadium.
I'm telling you, Sai's like one of those guys, you just say something and he'll just pop it out.
Yeah, but I love that.
He's got it right there every single time.
I mean, this was funny the other day. I'll show you this one. This is off topic, but I was making a football shirt video the other day, and I opened like a mystery pack thing, and I was wearing it was this shirt that came out, and I was wearing it while it came out.
Oh, nice.
It was like such a weird one.
Yeah, that's like one of those really like it just happens once in a one like you shouldn't go for it, like if that makes sense.
Yeah. It was a great moment.
It happens once every now and then.
Looking at it, I was like, you saw me rip open the pack. I was like, I didn't plan this, and I'm wearing the shirt.
It happens once every in the blue moon for us, but for Sai, it happens every week. I'm telling you, a guest will come and say, oh yeah, I support, I don't know, somewhere in Finland, and he'll be like, oh yeah, I've got that shirt.
Oh, like,
What was it last week? Loki Doki had like a non-league Scottish team, and I have one of their shirts.
Oh, that's so
It's just
sick.
like, what are the chances?
Yeah. I think that's also what makes it really
And it
funny.
always seems to be like right there. It's like he's not looking for it, going through boxes. He's like, it's right here, and he just pulls it
I do
out.
have to look through them. They are deep in the boxes.
Yeah, that's
I've got
lovely,
a
man.
rail here.
That is insane.
So
Oh my God.
maybe some people want to know a bit more about like the hobbies that I have, because
100%.
the kit that I'm wearing today is also very conscious.
Yeah.
Kilmarnock. And walking is one of my hobbies. So in the summer, I walk from Birmingham to Kilmarnock.
You walk from Birmingham to Kilmarnock?
Yeah, so it's 450 kilometers, 300 miles.
As in, like, you're walking with your own feet.
Yeah. And a backpack of 25 kilos. And a tent, like everything.
Aaron's
like,
face, right? For the audio listeners, Aaron's like speechless.
So I did
That is a long
3.5
way,
weeks.
actually. Is there like a walking route you can take? Like, I guess it follows canals and stuff?
No,
or
you just make your own.
you just make your own?
So I did a bit through the Pennies. I did a bit through the Lake District. I did a bit, well, of course,
Yeah, nice parts of the UK.
Yeah.
Very beautiful.
Yeah.
Not often the bits of the UK people see when they look up the UK.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
That was when I went to the UK on holiday. That was literally my goal. Is like, okay, well, you can go to the large cities for a week, and that is that. But to like truly get a country, you have to actually like go through the country. You have to go to those small villages where there's like 70 people. And I think that that really was very cool. And Kilmarnock won the game 2-1 against Dundee.
Oh, nice.
But that was
This is
just
mental.
the top of the like. So walking is something that I really enjoy doing.
How long did that take you?
3.5 weeks. So about 25 kilometers a day.
So you just like walking most of the time then?
Yeah.
Does that like, I mean, so did you plan like certain points to stop off along the way?
Yeah, and then you get a campsite that's closed suddenly.
Oh yeah.
So you have to
that'd
like
be a pain.
redo your plans. So you're basically planning day by day. So you have like a general route that you would like. But yeah, planning day
You
by
gotta have a
day.
backup and stuff.
Yeah.
Damn, we should have started the podcast with this.
So you just took a tent with you, like a little one-man tent, carried that every day, put it away every morning, cook a little stove or something, I assume.
Yeah, which didn't work
sausages.
at some points. Like those are all challenges that you face. I did 120 kilometers in Scotland in 2 days, like 2 years ago, from west side to east side, or west to east.
Yes, some of Scotland's quite. Was it all lowlands or was it highlands as well?
Highlands, so from
Yes.
Ullapool to Tain. So that's like literally from like
for
the
a
west.
Dutch person as well.
I grew up in
I've
Norway.
been to the tallest point in the Netherlands, which is like it's about 100 meters high or
I
something.
mean, I grew up in Norway, so I'm a bit skewed, right?
yeah,
A lot of mountains.
yeah. Norway, you get high up, but yeah, that's. I mean, that's some of the stadiums of the nice mountains. Palermo has a nice one behind
Yeah.
Braga.
Oh man, some of those are
there's
gonna
a
be
few.
sick.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about walking. I'm like, walking's out my number one enemy. I hate
Is
walking.
it? Yeah,
You
it is.
hate walking. I don't
so
mind walking.
I was thinking that there's no way on your feet.
Yeah, it is.
My God.
Yeah.
The worst thing is, right, like, I don't do exercise. Like, I've been in my bedroom. I've been in my bedroom for like the last 5-6 years, just doing whatever I do on the computer.
Same.
But I've just done like New Year's resolution, right? I'll start doing exercise. I've got 3 kids, so it's like start doing exercise, but do it in front of them. So obviously they know it's the healthy and the right thing to do. But sometimes you make New Year's resolution and you don't even start it. So I just feel I'm just gonna randomly just do it. So we've just started doing like the kids, like it's called kids workout.
Yeah.
It's just like 10 press ups and stuff. I swear to you, we started on what today. My body is aching.
Yeah, love that.
So like I heard you. I was thinking walking on my. So I'm just trying to imagine myself walking right now, and I don't think I'll make it.
2 years ago in Scotland,
I'm sorry.
I was doing it dry, right? So I had no practice. So just like I was walking in jeans as well.
Oh.
It was just like the most horrible experience of my life, but I had a lot of fun. And this year I actually started like properly training for it. So. 25 kilometers is not that much once you get into like a certain flow state. But getting into the flow state,
you're walking for days.
You're walking for.
Was it like 5-6 hours?
No, 25 kilometers is like 4. I did it in 4
hours. Oh yeah, kilometers. Yeah, okay. I was thinking miles.
Yeah,
about 4 hours.
So I used to walk home from work. So if that would be 16 kilometers walking home after a work day with a pack of like 20 kilos.
There's about 10 miles, Aaron, for your imperial.
I'm trying to think here. Like, so I used to work in the Primark in central London, but I used to live in Tottenham, North London.
Yeah.
So like, I could never think of like walking that. Like the bus is long enough. It's a bus. So it's usually like underground, and sometimes there's like too many people on the underground. Like I might as well just take the bus, and even that's like I can't think about walking that.
Yeah, I was pretty much the same as you. Like I would just always just be in my bedroom, like doing things on the computer. I have the lucky ability that I can eat whatever I want, and I just don't get fat. Like I don't have to.
I'm the opposite. I don't eat. I just quite literally don't eat. Yeah, like if I have
you forget to eat or what?
I just don't feel hungry. So like, I'll have a breakfast, and then like my kids are having lunch and stuff, and then I'm just like, the missus like, do you want lunch? I'm like, nah, I'm fine.
I'm fine, yeah.
And it gets to dinner, I'm like, even dinner, I'm like, okay, I might have to force myself to eat this because I just don't feel that. If I have lunch, then there's just no dinner at all.
Oh, same. My dinner is done at 10.
Yeah. Or after this, I'll just try and get a pot noodle or something in the fridge, in the cupboard, and that's it. I'm done.
Yeah.
That is, Gee, when I finish the whole meal, I'm like really proud of myself. That's how little
awesome.
I eat.
Yeah, but that's awesome.
That's how
really
little
cool.
I eat.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking about walking though, because that is. I need to know if anyone's in the chat right now, but in the comment section, tell me the longest that you've walked, because for me, that is ridiculous. That's insane.
Central London to Spurs Stadium, which is a little bit well, it's probably central Tottenham. That's 7 miles, Aaron.
Yeah,
so that's about 10 kilometers.
So when
how long that is on the bus?
When I did 2 years ago, the longest I've gone is 35 miles in a day. That was from Liverpool to Craig in Scotland, and that was insane. I was walking for 12 hours. I didn't see anyone. Like literally no one to walk with, no one who passes you. 12 hours of pretty much isolation.
So that's the thing. So music's got to be a big part of that walk, right? Or something in the headphones with it. Nothing.
Tranquility, Aaron.
It's self-reflection. Because when you're pushing yourself and I'm going to sound like some kind of crypto tech pro, but once you're in that position of flow state, you start to introspect. You start to think to yourself, what I'm actually doing, without actually like thinking about it actively. So you start to process a lot of things that you just do subconsciously. And I feel that is really, really calming. It gives you also like quietness and a path forward.
Damn.
You gotta start walking, Aaron.
No, but you know what? I was trying to say, like, in a crazy way, I don't know, like, my missus gets a bit annoyed because obviously, like, my role now is full-time, but I'm still putting in, like, just ridiculous hours. But
yeah,
I find, like, when I'm in that state, like, it's just so calming for me.
Yeah.
And then, like, even though I'm working, I'm still thinking about, like, I'm still thinking and reflecting on myself. So it's different, obviously, when you're walking. You've got a clearer mind instead of working. But for some reason, at the same time, I found peace in working, which is really weird.
No, it isn't. It isn't. Because when something is a passion of yours, it's fun. And you're able to, it doesn't cost you any energy.
Yeah. I think now it's a bit easier because obviously I'm earning from it. So the relief, obviously the pressure is off, like, to to feed the family and that sort of stuff. But
exactly.
When I'm in that room, then there's like no bothering daddy. He's just in his, but anything like, if I hear like doom 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 downstairs, like something though can easily just throw me off. I don't know if that's obviously it might be. Oh, is it the same for you as well?
Yeah.
Like something could just completely throw off my zen. They say,
I can work on it for 6 hours, forget to drink anything, forget that the world exists. And then suddenly it's like, oh shit, 6 hours have passed.
yeah. My worst thing, my number one thing is X, or it could be anything. If my missus sends me like something funny on TikTok, that's it, I'm done.
You're done.
I'm done. I'm there on TikTok and
and that's half an hour.
Through. So like 4 hours have gone through. Yeah.
What was I doing?
Yeah. That is, I might need to start walking. I tried jogging with my friend. And again, I had that thing where it's like the next day I felt the pain, the burn. I was like, yeah, never again. So I can't even get up the stairs.
That's what I really like with walking is you're not feeling any burn. It's like, sure, you feel like your muscles, you feel them, right? But it's not. It's not.
You feel them working. Yeah.
It's not a burn. It's like moderate.
God damn.
And you just don't do 25 at once. Start with like 5.
Start lower.
like that. Just ease yourself into it.
I don't know, as I say, like, I'll watch a little, like, short clips and stuff. I don't know if you guys have seen, like, he's in America and he's got, like, a music studio packed. He sort of walks through the streets of New York and he's literally making music as he's walking and then people will come along. And I'm just thinking about you, like, obviously on your walks, but you're just still there modding Football Manager with this whole...
just in the background.
Come on, guys.
Yeah, literally, yeah. Oh, my God.
Love that.
Have you got any trips planned that you're going to take, or
life's changed a bit? So I was going to do I really make myself hard for like mental health and like the psychological aspect of life. And next year I was going to go to Croatia or Montenegro, somewhere in that area. And that was going to be a crowdfund for the Autism Foundation. Obviously, life has changed a bit now, so it's looking more viable than 4 months ago.
Yeah.
So nothing in the works just yet, but something
might
might
plan to fly there or walk there.
Aaron, you walked around Croatia just filming.
And look how I was moaning in that video. I was moaning streaming. I ended up taking a taxi, didn't I? I literally stopped and just took a taxi.
I did taxi one time during the entire walk. And it was one of those days. If I could have fallen into a river, I would have. just everything that can go wrong.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
Goes wrong. And at some point I done 12 kilometers and I'm like, okay, now I've actually got to cross a river where there's physically no bridge. It's been raining cats and dogs all fucking week. If I go through this river now, I'm going to drown. And that was just like... So I took a taxi for the final 8 kilometers that day.
You had to, though. Come on.
One of those days.
Yeah, you had to, though.
It was really funny as well, because when I was in the pennies, you could actually like properly see the clouds. Like the what's it called? The rain clouds. You could see them form. And then you would just stick on your coat, like it's because you're going to be soaked, right? Just accept that. And you would see the clouds coming in, and you're like, okay, hat on. And you would see the clouds moving away, and it's like, okay, hat off. And you start drying really quickly. And then just before you dry, and then at some point you're like through the barrier, right? You just like, okay, I can do whatever I want. I'm gonna be soaked. So let's just do 20 kilometers now.
Yeah, you're too wet now. There is a point of like saturation with rain, isn't there? It's like my waterproof is holding up. No, it's
giving up
waterproof.
I'm
a sponge. Yeah.
It's giving up too.
Yeah.
It's got through the cracks. It's got through the front. It's got through the hands.
Yeah,
it's got through my shoes.
That's a different feeling, though, obviously, compared to just walking through rain in the city and just getting drenched.
Absolutely.
Trying to make it home from work. Like, it's two different feelings, right?
Because you have a goal. My specific goal was to get to Kilmarnock and get to watch that game.
My goal is to get home because I hate work.
But that's like it's a psychological difference.
Yeah.
There's so much you can do psychologically. Even with like temperature management. I never in the summers people always go, oh, it's so hot. No, it's not hot. If you just take a psychological adjustment and keep telling yourself that it's not that hot, it's quite cool. you start to actually feel colder. It sounds mental, but it is true.
The reason why I'm laughing because I was like, that trick didn't work for me when I went into the ice bath because I actually no. I tried the ice bath. People that do the breathing technique think you're on the beach or whatever. I'm mate, that's not working. That's not working.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, it does for me. So everyone has their own things, right?
Haaland does it every day. Have you seen?
Yeah, there's football.
The ice bath.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cryo chambers basically now, isn't it?
Yeah. I think he has an ice bath at home as well.
Yeah.
Just at his house. They have cryo chambers at the training ground.
And that's why I'm not professional.
His day consists of him like, go buy the dinner for the day, go training, go sit in an ice bath, go to bed. That's like his, that was his day. I think he spent like 2 hours preparing his dinner.
Really?
But it might have been for like,
for the vlog. He doesn't get injured. He just scores a bag of goals. He's doing something right. I'm gonna have to try that.
Yeah. It's just all psychological. It's your mind is more flexible than, and I say this from like my point of study. It's from within the field of education. My specialty is like psychology and like mental flexibility.
Yeah.
With kids and I guess teenagers and young adults. So I'm saying that from like a point of actual research is your neuroplasticity. So the mind is so capable of changing physical elements. It has to do with belief. If you go into something thinking, I can't do this,
you're not going to be able to do it.
Exactly. Because you'll just you'll talk yourself down. But if you go into this, okay, I'm not able to do it just now, but I really want to learn and I really want to get it done, you'll start to feel different. You'll be more creative. You'll be more able to push through certain barriers. And that's to do with like neuroplasticity.
Yeah, I definitely feel that though, because when I've got a passion for something, I genuinely feel that it's even with Fort Manager, right? Like when I started video doing that, like sort of small thing, it could be small things. I remember that we got like something called the FM Showdown, and before I was even like someone that people knew, I just put on there, it's like I'm gonna be there, but I did make sure that I always put myself in like. Obviously making content, so I was consistent with the content, but I was also making sure that I was in other drafts, and then I had to make sure that I'm performing well in other drafts, and then eventually you get that call up, and it's just like, but the way my mind works is like, okay, on to the next thing, and it's like, so that's like a little bit earlier when you say like sometimes you don't actually get to see your work because you're just on to the next thing. You do something, you complete it, you're just on to the next thing sort of thing. So you don't actually get to see your own progress, but
celebrate your
progress. I think for me, that's a good thing. Yeah. For me, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
That you can receive the flowers from people as you're on your way to your journey, but
exactly.
It never ends. Yeah, it never ends.
And it's self-improvement. It's also the part of, I mean, I've been in a really low place a few years back, and when I never celebrated my successes, even if they were really small. At that point, I was telling myself when I went to the grocery store to buy proper groceries, I was like, okay, well done, boss. You've taken care of, like those small little things are like celebrating your small successes. If you do that 100 times a day of just maybe some very basic things if you're in a bad place, or just like, feel pride in your work, feel pride in what you do, because if you don't, the world's going to look really bleak. Like, be happy with what you're achieving.
Yeah, I'm happy to hear that because I was proud to do like 8 push-ups earlier.
No, but seriously, and then the next time when you do 10,
it's mad because like the missus obviously at first she was laughing, but she saw like in me like I was happy with myself.
Right?
Like, oof, I felt something like I was happy, and then with her it like sort of registers like, oh, he's proud of himself, and then after she's the one that pushing me and she's like, go on, you can do it again. I'm like, no, hold up, I was like, wait, my arms. Not too soon. Wait till tomorrow.
Exactly, but that's where it starts.
Wow, that is See, this Si's reflecting on life now as well. I was like,
no,
let's bring it slightly back on topic, but still related. So, like, if people want to give this a go, like the stadium modding and thing, or anything to do with like this kind of thing themselves, like where would you suggest they start?
Set a very clear target for what you want to do, and don't make it too big. If you go into it, lad, I'm going to change the fucking UI tomorrow. No, stop. Stop. if you do that, if it's slow down, brother. It's take an aspect of the UI, take a league table, take I don't know, a club screen, take a specific finance tab, and take those tabs and make them your own.
But we've seen that in your work though, because it started with like, okay, to us it might seem small, but it just start off with the backgrounds and then it changed to something, and then it went to the next project, and now it's stadiums, which again for us it just seems, because we're Football Manager fans, like it's a text-based game to us, like it's a spreadsheet, and now we're seeing like PSG Stadium in the game. To us it's like, I mean maybe to you it's like, oh, this is just what modding looks like. What for us it's just like, nah, the whole game has changed completely. Yeah, which again I'm excited for. I'm not playing Football Manager as much now because I can't quite get into it. The immersion's not there for me. But
it's not there. Yeah.
But yeah, seeing stuff like that, I'm like, it's gonna come.
It's gonna come.
Which is like, it's nice because many fans, I think even myself, I'll pull it on X right the other day, where it's like, I think this the way the game's going, maybe I'm just not one of those guys that's supposed to be on this Football Manager journey as they go along, But then seeing this sort of stuff, I'm like, actually, wait, let me not think too hasty. Let me not think too hasty about this. Actually, I should actually delete that tweet. But
no. I'm also if you say something, you have to take responsibility, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And I messed some things up in the past as well, but I never delete my stuff because it's happened.
You learn from it as well.
Exactly. The next time I'll think twice before I post a rant about like not getting attribution or anything, right? And that's sort of the thing you have to live and you learn. And no one's perfect.
So about that tweet, because I don't know, there might be some people actually in the community that's been in the community for some time that actually might feel similar.
There are.
So obviously, and I think you might have got a little bit of stick from it. Even me, it's like I'm reading it thinking, oof, like in my head it's sort of like, where's this guy come from? And all of a sudden he's blah, 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 blah. But then I watched one stream of you, and then when I understood the amount of work that actually has to go into the things that you are doing, then I was like, you know what? You can sort of understand where he's coming from.
Look, and the skin makers have done it for, 25 years?
Yes.
And the logo pack makers have done it for 20 odd years. And they do it from a passion, of course, but and I'm not saying we should get any credit or anything, right? Because obviously that's a very gray area. But at least, again, and I get back to the point of, I had hundreds of people in my DMs who say, I've not refunded your game, or like the game, because of your patch.
Yeah.
Translate that to money. So that is, well, say you got a creator discount, so that's what, 40 quid for Sports Interactive?
Yeah.
If you do that for like 2,000 people, you do the maths.
Yeah.
So you're essentially saving a studio that much money. And I don't want personal attribution, because that wasn't the intention. It's more like acknowledge your community. The
modding community,
Acknowledge them.
I get that, because obviously every time you watch someone on Twitch or whatever, they're using a skin. When it was FM24 anyway.
Yeah, right.
Sorry. They were using a skin. Yeah. Nearly every video using a skin sort of thing. So
that's what makes the game.
Yeah.
And I've always been pushing the symbiotic relationship, ideally. The modders and Sports Interactive. It's not an us versus them story. It's a we story.
Yeah. And it's a bit, I don't know, I feel like with Football Manager, we use this thing a lot where we say legally, like there must be like something blocking them legally. And in my head, the only thing that could be stopping them legally is obviously they can't really give you guys credit for modding the game and doing things that are technically, that would be illegal for them to do, if that makes sense, or they'll get in trouble themselves if they did it. Yeah. So it's difficult for them to...
It's very difficult.
But I guess
they also can't endorse something like... Imagine, like, Bass's stuff might be fine, but a different modder might have done something that's like, no, we don't want you to touch that.
I mean, right? I get why they don't use logo packs, because that's like a whole can of worms.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, even
like
look at
they obviously allow modding on the Steam Workshop and stuff, but only certain mods can go on the Steam Workshop.
I don't think my stadiums can go on the Steam Workshop.
Okay.
I think the logo packs and face packs are on there, interestingly.
Are they now?
Yeah, which is a weird thing. So I know outside of Football Manager, like in other games, things have been taken down before. Things like, I know, Thomas the Tank Engine mod for Skyrim.
I know, yeah, iconic.
That was him responsible for it.
The like weird mods like that, like where it always used to be Little Big Planet. Everyone used to make Mario, like basically the whole of Mario and Little Big Planet. Yeah. And like that always used to get taken down. But like people would find a way to host it. Well, Little Big Planet was a bit harder because it could only be hosted on the PlayStation. But the like for other games, always it would just have to show up not on the Steam Workshop. But I think for Football Manager, most of it gets on there. There's only a couple of things that don't get on there.
It's also the thing of like fair use, right? Yeah, real name fix is a very obvious one. But I think it's mostly to do with fair use. And I'm not a legal expert at all, but I make the case my stadiums are fair use because for many clubs it's, and this is not an argument, but it's free marketing. So many clubs will probably just go like, okay, more people will actually be interested in our club by this. Some clubs will probably make it a problem because they don't consider it to be fair use. It's not a transformative. It's not a transformative thing. They'll just see it as theft. It's a very delicate line that you have to walk.
It is, yeah.
Well, Manchester United didn't even like them using the name Man United in the game.
Yeah,
that was that was a problem for them. And then they went around it by getting the Premier League license, and now Man United can't do anything about it. But, well, I'm sure they could if they really wanted, but they just have to pull out of Premier League licensing agreements.
And the thing for me is like and I've never understood this with entities like a football club. And I don't know, maybe Aaron, if you're able to speak about this more, but I never understood it because essentially you're getting a commercial boost by someone doing work for free. Yeah. People will get interested in your club because maybe you have a very interesting stadium, maybe you have a crocodile as your stadium. So it will generate interest. And I never understood why more entities like this don't make like use of this, of essentially free promo.
Obviously, depending on the club, but it might just be like one of two things. One might just be very business orientated, like they will find any opportunity to lay the law down, and then two, some owners just might not understand it. You know, it's obviously slightly different. But I remember we had the World Cup, right, and it was just like there were some nations where it just felt like their federation just didn't quite understand what was happening, but really what we felt as obviously FIFA E competitors, like your nation's quite literally being put in a positive light. Like you're representing, have the opportunity to win a World Cup. And I mean, in grand scheme of things, it's not quite the World Cup, but
it's our World Cup.
It does amazing things. Yeah, it does amazing things. Like the nation that did win it,
Indonesia,
they went
right?
on to they went, like the amount of fun stuff that went on after that sort of thing. I just think that sometimes the owners or whoever it is that's responsible don't quite understand like what's going on and they don't really care for it either. Like their mind is just not in that sort of space. So just feel like we're just gonna lay the law down. You can't do this, can't do that. That's our name. It flags up on our thing. So no.
Yeah, of course.
I think there was a non-league club, wasn't there? It's one I think it was Route 1. He was doing there was even a non-league club, save with a non-league club.
Yeah,
I can't remember. Was it Dial Square? I don't think it was Dial Square. Was it? It was Dial Square, the Arsenal one.
Yeah.
The Arsenal support, which is weird because they are a fan club, right? Was it actually Dial Square? Or was
I'm
Dial
pretty
Square
sure
the club he did afterwards?
Dial Square might have somehow involved. I don't know if I'm pretty sure it was them. If I see the logo,
they told him to stop making content about their team, and it was like, he's just playing Football Manager. But it was like, you can't use our logo or anything. Or it was a very it's like, and this is like tier 10 or something, or tier 11.
Yeah.
It's not like high level.
I mean, it's free promotion.
They probably don't even have lawyers.
I remember with Workspace, he would have Taulo Town in the Parc de Prem. Like he would actually sponsor it. He'd been the team sponsor for like the kid sponsor for like half a year or something. Yeah.
Leluja went to Leamington. Like Leluja gets invited to Peterborough, Leamington.
Yeah.
But some clubs just don't get it. Some clubs are like, no, you can't play as our club. Like, what do you mean I can't play as your club? You can't make content as our club. Okay. It's very odd.
Just embrace it,
It
right?
was Dial Square, yeah.
It was Dial Square, okay.
Yeah, and
someone offered me one of their football shirts the other day. I'm glad I turned it down. I was like, no.
Yeah, they do not authorize the use of our pictures or name including associated nicknames for recreating fictional or non-fictional material that could give the impression in some way that you are connected with or endorsed by Dow Square FC. It's just very, very weird.
I get it partially. Like they're not giving permission for it, but like, I guess it's like whether they're stopping you from doing it.
I mean, they're quite literally trying to stop him, right?
Oh, they stopped him. Yeah.
Yeah, they stopped him. No, yeah.
So the approach I'm taking for the stadiums, right?
It's like you can't use the name. So like, there's no point in the save, right? If you can't use the name, you can't use the nickname, you can't use the pictures, you can't do nothing.
Yeah.
Which, like, again, as a Football Manager player, you're thinking that is absolutely mental. There's a guy that's trying to put this club on the map or whatever it is. Like, your reaction should be the opposite. It should be come down to the club. Oh, here's a fan day. You can record here. Yeah, you know what I mean? Obviously, there's other clubs that do sort of get it.
Yeah.
And will get involved, but there's some other clubs that just, I don't know why, but they're just not involved. But I did feel like this Dow Square team went out of their way, right? It wasn't like he went to them and said blah, blah, blah. Then they said no. Like, they went out, they found it, and then obviously I think he was tagging them. I think that's how they come across it.
It's weird because that is a fan reaction club, a bit like FC United of Manchester.
Yeah, but that makes it even weirder.
It literally makes it even weirder.
Yeah, that's the story.
Like you think they would be.
Well, for me, like for the stadiums, right? It's one big thing is copyright. So I've just taken the stance if a team approaches me because first you're a bit protected, right? Because you've before they can undertake actual legal action, they have to just send you a request to take it down first. If that request comes in for that club, I'm not even going to appeal. Nothing. I'll just go and I'll remove it.
It's not even worth it, is it?
If you try to fight it, you just look. They're going to throw millions at it, right?
Yeah, I was saying mentally. Yeah.
So, especially these big clubs, it just wouldn't be.
What's one guy in a room going to do? Just shut up. Be like smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.
Yeah.
But we are reaching that time of the podcast episode where we have to wrap things up. Bassy, where can people find you?
Well, Jesus, now you're going to ask me to self-promote. You can find me on X with the tag Bassy Boy with an O. There's also the YouTube channel, the Twitch, Bassy Boy YouTube with YouTube spelled like because the other one was taken.
We always say this, and we can quite literally just put the things in the description anyway.
Yeah,
but just in case for the audio,
give you a link tree as well. But YouTube, Twitter, X, those platforms. If you want to follow alive, then those are all there.
And Reddit. You're on Reddit as well.
I am on Reddit. Yes, with a very.
You post stuff.
I've even forgotten my username on Reddit.
We tell people to avoid Reddit.
I'm on Reddit. I don't avoid it.
Jolly Security. It is Jolly Security 167.
That's a nice name. And people, if you have enjoyed today's episode, you already know what to do. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel, but also check out the Patreon at patreon.com/the FM Show pod. That's patreon.com/the FM Show pod, where you can support the channel from as little as £3. But that's it from us today. We'll see you guys soon. Stay safe and God bless. Toodles.